All right, what's going on, guys? And welcome to another episode of the Proud Dads Presents podcast. It's me, Mr. Proud Dad himself, James Savannah, and I've got a very special guest on the podcast today. When you talk about going way back, me and this dude right here go way back. I remember Dunleith Elementary. See, like I used to be the biggest kid in class. Like I was like over everybody. And then this dude moves in and it's like, well, there goes that. But man, I've got my folks Steve Merritt on with me, and I am so excited to get to talk to Steve because we've been through a whole lot as fathers together, man. Man, we have been through a lot. What's going on, dude?
Man, it's a blessing, it's a privilege and an honor, man, for both of us to be right here today, man. I thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. You know, we won't get into too much detail, but we've had a similar path.
Yeah, amazing.
It's funny that coming out of high school, I don't think either one of us would have like said, yeah, man, we had girls, we had kids, and we separated and we went through it, and now we're here. I don't think that would have been the conversation at all.
We went all the way with it too.
Yo, bro. And then moved like away.
Yeah.
Oh, Indiana, and for all y'all who don't know, I'm living in South Bend, Indiana. Steve is up in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, rewind. Tell them a little bit about yourself. This is Steve Merritt.
Well, I'm currently in Detroit, Michigan. Several businesses. I've been here for, I want to say, about the last 12 years, actually, consistently. Born and raised here, but I was privileged as a young child to be brought up in Marietta, Georgia. Of course.
Hey.
Of course, where I had the privilege to befriend a great person like yourself, man, who's always been a positive outlook on every aspect, no matter how wild and rambunctious the advice. You definitely been the coolest in the comments head and a great voice of reason. After high school, I was blessed and privileged to earn a scholarship to play football up in Boston, Massachusetts, where I played for 2 years. I did qualify. I was blessed, as Coach Friday was saying, be a simple water boy. I was a water boy, man. But I did qualify for several training camps, and I was full of myself at the time, and that's when God came down and was able to humble me. He showed me He was real, and ever since then, since 2006, every morning I talk to Him and I thank God every morning.
Yes, sir. And you have one fun, loving son. Man, watching y'all on social media, especially when y'all go like bike riding, well, I can't tell if that's my favorite or when it snows and y'all go sledding on that big old hill. I can't tell. But how old is your son now?
He just turned 8 in March. He just turned 8. Due to the current pandemic, we had a nice little small function this year.
Yep.
Normally he asks for the most extravagant things, and I do my best to provide him. And I never want to kill his imagination. So every year for his birthday, he always says he wants to ride an airplane somewhere. But due to the pandemic, we had a nice party at home, man, and he's been a blessing, man. That's been my road dog since, let's see, well, of course, since before he was born. I prayed so hard. I had one child, and I tell people all the time, like yourself, we've had several conversations, man. I big y'all up, man. As a father, seriously, the most pressure I ever had in my life was expecting a child. We all do what we do to conceive a child, but at that point where your blessing is in the womb, that's the most helpless most men ever feel.
Yo.
Caring man. Like, I want to help you. I want to do something. Do you need your feet rubbed? Just stuff like that.
We go all out. Do some wild. Mm-hmm.
But the whole time you praying hard, like, dear God, please bless me with a little boy. Matter of fact, dear God, please just help me, bless me with a healthy child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for that 9 to 10 months, I would say 10 months, you never know. But for that 9 to 10 months, man, praying hard. Please let me have a healthy child. Please. Oh, my God. You start thinking about all the stuff you did, all the people you
like, Lord, do not let karma come back at me in this moment. Little man don't deserve it.
Man, I started living so righteous.
Right? You ain't lying.
But yeah, he's my son's been by my side since day one.
Mm-hmm.
We just recently took a road trip. We went and spent a couple of weeks in North Carolina. Detroit got a little rough with the pandemic. Numbers went a little crazy, and being a single father, stuck in the house all day when it's stuff like this, like, and it's still cold here, so we can't just go outside and play, man. So I make sure that I create fun and never let the world affect him. I try my best.
Amen. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It's like, you go by what we see. It's like the world's gonna tell you one thing, but doggone it, nah. We right here, we family. I feel exactly where you coming from, man. Because it's not like we're smothering the kids, but we just want them to have that outlook, like nothing can hold them back. Especially during this time, I do not want my kids thinking they have to be held back by anything. So it's like, we're gonna keep pushing forward. We might have to adjust a little bit, but we still gonna keep pressing forward.
Oof, that ain't the truth.
Hey, it took me a while to learn that, I mean, trials, tribulations, a lot of trial and error. So, I mean, I'm still learning from the best, still learning from you, still learning from all the other fathers out there. So it is cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And the first thing I would tell anybody, and I have a young dog, but it's a young dog. I have a young entrepreneur coming up in the world, musical talent by the name of Skilla. He got a song that touched my heart, man. And to tell everybody, it don't take money, man. It takes time. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing about being a good parent.
Ooh,
dad or mother. It takes time.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Exactly. Because they'll remember that time more than they remember that money. It's like, the money don't matter if you ain't around. Yo.
You a check, man. It's not much love and feeling in that, man.
Exactly.
No matter, like I say, I'm more important on the time. My father is a great person, and I love him dearly, but he wasn't in my day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. And coming up as an only child with no father, you make promises to yourself. Man, when I have a kid, man, I'm gonna make sure I do this, man. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna be like that dude. I'm gonna be better.
Yeah, man, because coming from having a blessing to have the most amazing mother I could be blessed with, my mother is such a hard worker. Mm-hmm. So she may be at work when it's time to go sled. And stuff like that. So it's $7 to go get a sled, man.
Yeah. Come on, man. You can make stuff happen. Like, it doesn't take anything extravagant at all. It's like, man, just go.
You know how many things we built with the same Lego set, man?
Bro, an airplane 1 minute can be like a stick man the next, and Star Wars, anything.
Something. Just let the child be creative. But you don't have to say, we don't have to go to Chuck E. Cheese every day. You know what I mean? That's Chuck E. Cheese ain't cheap. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've spent that Chuck E. Cheese money, but
they the mafia for real though. Chuck E. Cheese is the freaking mafia.
They got it cornered, man. When we were young, they used to have Discovery Zone.
Yep, DZ was off the hook, man. They don't know about DZ. Man. And where we from, we had the foam factory.
Yes. So So Chuck E. Cheese might have a little monopoly, man. We're gonna talk about that later, man.
Oh shoot! Oh
But,
shoot!
come up with something besides the jump house.
Exactly.
But
oh man.
So go ahead, man. Happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way.
Hey, I just had me some tacos. I had to switch it up because I've been better about my nutrition. So I cut out beef, pork. So I've been on like shrimp and fish. So I made salmon tacos. And my wife, I made her some mahi. Yeah, we got all fancy with it. I was like, hey, you gonna have some mahi tacos. It was fire.
Pandemic got you out here being creative, man.
Dude, I ain't never had so many different recipes in my back pocket.
YouTube. What's that? I don't want to misquote. What's that? Presbyterian? You don't eat fish?
Presbyterian church?
No. You don't eat fish.
Oh, pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
Yeah. I had to adjust a little because I was like strict vegan for like 4 months, and like, I couldn't. I'm like,
I tried it, and I slipped up trying to grab one of them hot dogs, and that was so terrible. Then I went back to my vegetarian friend and said, "Man, hot dog terrible."
Yo, I'll say the first time I ever tried going vegan was like 3 years ago. I was doing so good, but then we went on our cruise for our anniversary. And the first thing I did when I stepped on that boat was had a double cheeseburger over. And it took a good 2.5 years to get back on track, but we'll see. I'm trying to be better. I've lost 30 pounds. I'm feeling good.
Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. It's like when you look at your kids, it's like I got to be around. I don't want to be one of them dads that go out early just because I wasn't eating right and doing right by my body. It's like they worth it.
Not over no salt.
Exactly. The salt ain't worth it.
Due to our heritage and our ethnicity, man, not the salt, man.
Exactly.
I commend you on your weight loss, man, because anybody that's on that journey, your soul feel better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So. Yeah, and it starts with the soul, and it also starts with like you said, the longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Wait to be somebody's granddaddy, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm planning on being 60. Man. I can't wait to get a Lincoln.
Bro, a wide body Lincoln too. They better still have wide bodies. I'm gonna still have a wide body Lincoln, dog.
You gotta be a certain age to get a Lincoln, man.
Yeah, with the air shocks just floating.
Man, I can't wait. I mean, I want to keep saying that name. They haven't cut us no check yet.
Exactly. Lincoln, you hear us? Lincoln, where you at? You don't got to keep paying. What's his name? What is it? Mark Wahlberg? Not Mark Wahlberg. Whatever that dude's name is.
Oh yeah. I can't remember that. He played the same role in every movie. I can't.
Exactly. I can't remember, but anyway, I ain't doing no plug for him either.
No.
But I wanted to really ask, because like one thing that I love about you over all these years, you are like the most loyal dude that I know, and like you have everybody's back through thick and thin. We've been through a lot ourselves, from that one basketball game where things kind of broke out, to the Cowboys incident, to just living life, being fathers together. And
that's how blessed we are, man.
With all that loyalty, though, we've had a lot of conversations that we've kind of got to sit back and watch each other's struggles at time. And I wanted to bring you on because where you are right now, I mean, you're thriving. Your son is thriving. You've got a lot of business ventures going on. You've got good jobs. And I'm jealous of your truck, but that's another conversation. But I just wanted to bring you on just to kind of let everybody out there know how they can come out of their struggle. Because a lot of people out there will go into a struggle and then get stuck. And it becomes like this cycle where they're just spinning out of control. So I just wanted you to kind of explain how you were able to kind of come out, and like what kind of mindset can somebody have through and going on the upswing.
Well, in stepping in that, I do have to, which I rarely do, is to step back a little bit and to say what was overcome, because I was late 20s, early 30s when I was going through a divorce. It's not something that was warranted. Of course, it's not something that you foresee. But early 30s is when I went through a divorce, and of course we had accrued things. We had bought a couple homes and we had a couple cars. Blessed. God has always loved on me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I give all the praise to him. But in going through that divorce, I tell anybody, divorce is the fastest way to poverty.
Yo,
that is not cheap, no matter how you do it. And for my divorce, I was my own lawyer, and it started off like that, just taking time to read, taking time to be who you desire. Don't look for a role model, be the role model. You know what I mean? So my comeback, and I said my route, because I'm still working my route. Still working on my dreams, still working on my goals. So my divorce, man, it got ugly, right? I had a brand new expedition. I signed for it. My wife co-signed. We was married. That was my family vehicle. My side vehicle was a Bubba Chevy. I had my baby. So, excuse me. Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, so I had an expedition, and I had a Bubba Chevy. We had a home that we lived in, and we had a rental property, right? So we expunged the rental property before the actual divorce. In the divorce, man, I lost a home. I didn't say I lose. I take it back. I didn't lose it. Just being a bigger man, understanding that being cocky at that time wasn't the right move. And I say that by saying, kick your wife out. What she gonna have to do to find somewhere to stay? And your kid is gonna have to go there too. I'm gonna tell it to you real.
Mm-hmm. That's real. That's something that we forget about. It's like whatever you do to her going through it, it affects your kid on the other end, because they still got to go there. They still got to see her. So
you beefing with somebody that you have to love. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like them.
Yep.
But you have to respect them. You know what I'm saying? For the kids' sake. Mm-hmm. So I said, you can have the house. She was very bitter at the time. She said she wanted the expedition. She didn't want the Chevy. Listen, man, you can have it. There was a car note attached to it. You can have it. Mm-hmm. So what ended up happening, of course, my ex-wife fell on hard times, and the car got repossessed. I was on my credit, man. I was sick.
That hurts.
Man, my Chevy, I went to go pick up my son one day on the Wednesday, and my Chevy, my alternator went out, right? I said, look, man, I get paid Friday, and I'm going to come get my car. You know what I mean? And I had to catch a ride, and somebody came and got me, so I had to leave my car there. She said, okay, yeah, you can leave it here till Friday. Man, Thursday, because we still had the same last name, she signed for cash for clunkers. Sold the car for $300.
Oh, man.
She didn't even have a car.
Oh, man.
Prideful, man. So, and I found out that Friday when I went to pick it up. So that Saturday, I had to do what I had to do to get into a vehicle. You know what I mean? So to say what I've overcome so thus far is tremendous, because being out in the world fighting the divorce, Black men are taught certain emotions. None of my family have been through that. So your mental aspect, you're not gonna know who to go talk to. You know what I mean? Me and you were able to have conversations at the time because we were in similar situations, but me loving you like the brother I do, I'm like, man, I can't put this on my dog right now. You probably, you never know what somebody else is going through, man. So it was tough spiritually.
Yeah.
And it took time spiritually because of the battle you're going through, living by yourself with it. And I fought hard in my divorce, so you can have the house, you can have the car. But I put my foot down with, I gave you all of that for that boy. Mm-hmm. I'm not budging on him. Mm-hmm. All of that, I can get again. House, I can buy another. I can get an apartment. I ain't moving off my boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, with the fighting that was going on, long story short, I was awarded my son to stay in the state with me at the age of 10 months. The law in Michigan is any child under the age of 2 automatically goes with the mother.
Really? What?
Yeah, y'all met the right one today.
Oh, you know, man.
And just praying, like I say, praying with God and really having him as my leader, everything worked out for what I find to be better, because my son still knows who his mother is and they still have their interactions, but doing everything out of your heart and out of just following God is going to help you overcome. Working out. That's the biggest thing, working out.
Yep.
Because you sit and sulk and be depressed and stuff like that and not know it. Your friends got their own life going on. It's not the same, man, you smell depressed. You know what I mean? You can't see that.
Yep.
But just redirecting and using that time to pray.
Yeah.
That's what helps. You praying to God, just show me the right way.
Yeah.
Show me I'm headed in the right direction. You know, don't lay it all out for me. Just show me I'm headed in the right direction.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep me on the right track, man.
Yeah. You know what I find funny? And not to get off subject too far, how people say, "Well, baby, there's always light at the end of the tunnel." But then on the flip side, right? On the flip side, you might have a bad dream and they're like, "Don't go towards the light." Like, hold on, man.
Which is it? Like, do I go towards the light or do I go run away from the light? You know, I have never put that together. You know what? I don't even want to talk about light anymore. Give me a shadow. Give me a shadow. I'm about to turn my light off right now. We're doing the rest of the podcast in the dark. Doggone it. It's confusing.
So yeah, it's just a lot of battles that go on, man. but just living right and praying hard. You know, that's something that me and my brother Flo talk about all the time, because there's a lot of people out here praying hard and living wrong. That's not how that works, man. You got to be praying hard and living right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to be deserving of the blessing. You can't be out here laying up with her, and when you feel like being bothered, calls, "I want to see my son." Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man.
Exactly, man. And when you're going through, it takes so much discipline to live right, because you get to that point where it's like, you know what, I'm already down here. I might as well do whatever I want to. You know, I might as well live as recklessly as I want to. I might as well get into whatever I want. So we can only say it because we were there before. And man, that's a rough place to be in, because you can get reckless. Just to be open and honest, I remember when I went through my own divorce and I suffered through addiction, depression. I was out at any club almost every weekend. I went through that period of time. It's like, yo, get yourself together because your kids deserve it. It's like your kids deserve the best you that you can. And that's what really kind of knocked me back on track. It's like your kids deserve the best you that you can give.
That's correct. That's correct. I'm glad you touched on that too, because that's something that not just you went through. You know what I mean? It's probably gonna be somebody to see this who's going through that too. I was drinking like a fish.
Yo.
I had my son Monday through Thursday at first. We split him 7 days, right? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday was mine.
Oh, it was all up. Every bit of it.
Oh man, I was drinking like a fish, man. We'd go to the club for a couple hours and pull up at one of our buddies' house 2-3 in the morning, and they were like, "Come on, man, party's still going."
Right. Yep.
But I tell anybody that's going through it, that's really going through it, step back away from the liquor.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so.
I'm gonna say the liquor first. Let that be the first one you step back from. You know, but especially if you're going through something financially. Yeah. Financially, lay off the liquor for a little while. If you don't mind a good weekend for somebody, man, you gonna stop at the liquor store on a Friday. You know, stop to get your hair cut. You stop at the liquor store, spend about $45 for some Hennessy. You know,
yep.
You might spend another $50 in the extracurriculars.
Yep.
But you know, you just spend some change, and you might go. You know, you go get with your best buddies around 7. About 3 y'all. Well, by 9 o'clock, that bottle of liquor that you spend is gone, man.
Yep.
So, hey man, I got 20 on the next one, man. Hey man, you know, about $95.
It sneaks up on you. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So by 9:30, 10 o'clock, hey man, we hungry now.
Yep.
I got another 10 on the food run, man.
Yep.
And by that time, some more friends have chicken free. Where y'all at, man? I'm coming to party with y'all. Now it's more bottles coming.
Yep.
So,
and it's like you purchasing everything on your card, and like you just doing the sign limit because you know it don't come out immediately, but come Monday, Tuesday, when all them charges hit, and you wake up and bring up your bank account, and it's like negative 200 something. It's like.
Listen, I'm gonna be all the way honest with folks. You might have to be drinking like that to about 1 or 2, and you look at your friend like, "All right, man, I'm about to go home. I love you." Well, man, we be drinking for 8 hours. How you about to drive home, man? How you love me enough to let me leave up out of here like that?
It's like, come on, bro.
You lay off that liquor, you'll start seeing a whole lot.
Yeah.
And you don't spend so many hours nursing that hangover.
Right. Man, I tell you, just being real, that it's the alcohol that leads to so many other stuff. Like you said, financially, it'll make you go broke. Physically, it'll make you go insane.
That was just Friday. Wait till I see what I do Saturday.
Man, going all in. But man, I love how you encouraged everybody to kind of stay focused spiritually, getting yourself right spiritually to kind of pull yourself back up. And whatever you got to do to keep yourself there spiritually and mentally, that's really a big thing too. It's like you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself up there. Like as dudes, when we growing up, you know, not many people touched on you got to take care of your mental side. We're just now learning about that.
Yeah, it's tough because especially raising boys. You know what I mean? I can't speak on raising girls. I haven't been
3 times over. I
haven't had to do with that blessing.
It is definitely a blessing, a fun blessing, and a never-ending figuring things out blessing.
You gotta love it and you gotta smile on it. Huh?
Yep, I tell you, I learn new things every day.
But in raising boys, in the way in the era we were all brought up, it's you tell a boy, he might be hurt about something. You might tell him, no, you can't have no candy. No, you can't have no ice cream. And let him get emotional, man. Stop crying, man. You ain't no girl.
Mm-hmm. You better toughen up, man. What's wrong? Yep, give him that
What's
face.
that emotion, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let your son he might get disappointed and told no about something, and he's frustrated. Hey, man, don't be stomping. Don't slam that door either. Like, hey, what is he supposed to do with that emotion? You just telling me not to have no emotion as a black man.
Right.
Don't cry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 6'3", 6'4", if I just got paid. But you got to tell me I can't yell. Don't yell. Can't, not even at your wife, if you know what I mean? So don't yell at nobody. What do you do with the emotion? And that's something that our generation is not taught. And I'm not blaming anybody because they might not have known what to do with that emotion as well. But that's definitely something that's that needs to be pushed, and it's going to take you actually being there to knowing your child, to know how to comfort. What works for your kid may not work for mine. Hold on one sec.
Oh shoot, that was me. That was me. But it also takes you knowing your own emotions too. It's like I can't teach my son how to channel his emotion. Like you said, when we was growing up, it was like you got to bottle that. You put that away, don't show it. And it's like now it's like I look at my son and I'm like, okay, I know you feel this way. Let's channel it in a different manner. Let's put it to good use. Let's sit down and talk about how to actually deal with how you're feeling. I'm like, it's okay to feel the way you feel, but let's talk about why and how to handle it properly. And because I don't want them growing up bottling, because like, man, you know, when you bottle it up and then that explosion happens, because an explosion will happen at some point.
Right. This ain't, I'm mad about something else. This ain't got nothing to do with you.
Man, you stepped on my tulip garden. Boom. Now that we older, we get mad about weird things. It used to be Jordan's, now it's my tulip garden.
Oh man, right. I just cut that grass, man. Get off my
exactly.
My biggest thing right now is man, don't lean against my car, man.
Mm-hmm.
All the buttons and stuff you got on back of your jeans, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lean on my car, man.
Look, I'll be honest. To me, it's don't lean on my minivan. You know, hey, swerving in the Honda Odyssey, I just waxed that gold paint. Get off. Get off.
You feel me? I watched that myself.
Now my kids, okay, y'all can lean on it, but you get off my van.
Yeah, I don't even like you. I love him.
Oh man, this is great. So I've enjoyed. I'm gonna wind it down now because I see we're going on 45 minutes now. Okay. And you know, man, when we get to talking, like that last time I came and visited up to Detroit, and we just hung around town, which I still got to come back up there because I want to go to Greektown.
Oh man, I show you a great time anytime, man. Your family ain't have to worry about nothing, man. Whenever y'all ready, man.
Bet. So once this whole COVID-19 something or another, I'm not gonna divulge too much because our anniversary traveling was a part of it was gonna be going through Detroit, but I'm trying to still make that happen. So hopefully this COVID-19, honey, if you listening, I ain't telling you nothing more. I already divulged too much, but man, I just wanted to thank you so much for jumping on. We gonna have you back, so be ready.
For sure.
Because doggone it, I love your wisdom. I love your tenacity about life. I just love the way that you keep moving, you keep pressing, and it's all for your son.
Yes.
Like I love how you put him above anything. So definitely gonna have you back. Much appreciated, my brother.
Thank you, dearly. I also want to thank you publicly because I know I've thanked you privately. The commercial that you shot, man, I can't thank you enough for that. That's near and dear for my heart, man.
I'm gonna have to put the link below, because that commercial that made me cry.
Oh man!
And it was my auto. They said, "Do you know any other dads?" I'm like, I got the perfect one. You were the first one that came to my list. I was like, look, reach out to my dude, Steve. He's a great dad, and his son is off the hook. So most definitely.
Thank you, dear brother.
Man, anything I got going on, I'm gonna let you know.
All right. We go add some links down below.
Yes, sir.
Everybody reach out to us.
Most definitely. If you want to get a hold of Steve, if you want to know what he got going on, definitely check out the links below. Okay, and we do have a tradition on the podcast. I gotta ask if you know any dad jokes.
Any dad jokes? I don't think I know dad. I know some jokes, but I don't know dad jokes.
Okay, do you know any joke that is like you might think is the funniest joke in the world, but not everybody else thinks it's the funniest joke in the world?
Yeah, I tell my joke.
Okay.
Let's see. I learned it in high school.
Oh Lord, we learned a whole lot in high school. I'm nervous.
Yeah. So I'm tell you, my buddy sitting over, he gonna get a good kick out of this too. So you had we gonna use dads. We had 3 dads. They were trying to get into the FBI. They said, okay, you got your final test. You got to take this gun, go in there. You got to kill your wife. The first dude go in for 2 seconds, come back out, said, I love him, man. I can't do it. Second dad comes up. They say, okay, last part, you got to take this gun, go in there and kill your wife. Second dude came back out and said, no, we've been through too much, and I cannot do it. I love her. The third dude go in. He said, that's it. So he go in. You hear bang, bang. You hear some wrestling going on. And he come back out about 10 minutes later. They said, what happened? They said, my man say, well, somebody put blanks in the gun, so I had to choke.
No. See, I told you we learned a whole lot in high school. Man.
There you go, man.
I can only imagine which one of our people told you that. It could be one of anybody.
It might have been Rainy or Friday, man. I love them both, man.
Yo. Shout out to Coach Rainey and Coach Friday. Wrestling.
Yeah, man.
But we're going to wrap this up. Y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode of the Proud Dads Presents podcast. Check us out, Apple Play, Spotify, now on YouTube. We are growing and out there. So subscribe, like, share, do all that. And once again, y'all, peace out.
Peace out. Thank you.